Hello and welcome to this learning session on the More Industries Model STA. In this case we're talking about the high-level STA, and we're dealing with the Input tab in the configuration software. Okay, so we'll take a look at everything we show here. You can set the input type. Now for the high-level STA, the input types are either current or voltage. So we'll stay with current for now. I'll look down here a little further. And we have a selection here for a filter, either 60 hertz or 50 hertz, and you would set that according to your location on the planet. So if you're using 50 hertz as your general power frequency in your area, you would click that. Otherwise, like in the United States, where it's 60 hertz, you would leave that one. And that's regardless of if you have an AC-powered STA or a DC-powered STA. It will filter out any remnants of the 60 hertz frequency. It just makes everything run a little smoother, a little more accurately to set it correctly. Down here we have the broken wire. You would set this, let's say by example, we'll jump over here momentarily and we'll see that we have an input from 0. The input 0 is 4 milliamps and the full is 20 milliamps. So we would set a broken wire. Typically, we can define it any way we like, but we want something practical, so I'm going to say the broken wire level will be 2 milliamps. So anytime my input goes below 2 milliamps, I'm going to assume that that is a broken wire. And later on, when we look at the analog output and the alarms, you'll see where that comes into play. Okay. And then back up to the input range, you can see here for current, the limits are 0 to 50 milliamps. I set it here for 4 to 20 milliamps. And if we go to voltage, the input limits are 0 to 11 volts, minimum span of 1 volt, and a typical span would be 0 to 10 volts. So the defaults are what is generally typical, but you can set it whatever is appropriate for your application. Okay, and let's put this back at 2. And then we have input trimming. But before we do that, let's just say I made some changes here, and I want to download those into my instrument so that I will lose my out of sync. It will get sync back up. There we are. Now we're in sync. That means whatever is here on the screen is also the way the instrument is configured. They are in sync with one another. And now we'll jump down to the last part of our input tab, which is the input trimming. Now the reason for input trimming, let's say you have a field transmitter, that's maybe a little bit weak and it's not putting out a true 4 to 20, but you want to make it work linearly with your DCS or your PLC, so you want it to kind of make up for the shortcomings of your transmitter. So what I would always recommend is on input trimming, if you are going to use a 2-point trim. So I'll select a 2-point trim. And you want to use the values that are the widest possible, if you can. So in this case, we're going to use 4 to 20 as my set values for the 2 points. Those are the furthest apart based on my input range. So I will say set that, and I'll also say set the 20. And now I can start with my trimming. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to misadjust my input so it's not putting out a true 4 milliamps, it's just a little bit low. And then I'm going to say, okay, I want to trim this lower value. So the trim, say, adjust your input signal to whatever that should be. Again, my transmitter is a little bit weak, and you'll see that's what I grabbed at the input. And then we'll go to the 20 milliamp range, and again, my transmitter is a little bit weak, so I'm going to say trim on the 20. Say, okay, it's sitting there already, and you can see that's a little bit low. Okay, so when I'm done with that now, I'm going to download this information into my instrument. There we go. And then when I operate it, we'll see that I'm inputting right now 19.93 milliamps, but it'll be read as 20 milliamps because I trimmed it, so you see the 20 milliamps over here. So that makes up for a possible weak transmitter or bad wiring, whatever have you. Okay. That's it for the input tab on the STA high level. Please join us again. We'll have different learning sessions for each of these tabs. Thank you.